You ever feel like you've just hit a wall trying to learn something new? I mean, you're putting in the hours, you're practicing, but you just can't seem to break through to that next level. It's so frustrating. Well, what if I told you that the secret to getting better, faster, is to actually stop trying so hard to be original? I know it sounds completely backward, but stick with me. Today, we're going to unpack a powerful method that flips that whole idea on its head.
In this quote, this right here is the heart of the problem. We look at the masters, the people who are just innovating and creating incredible things, and we want to be like them right now. So we try to invent our own unique style before we've even earned the right to, and it's a total recipe for failure. It's this trap that so many of us fall into, and we don't even see it happening.
Yeah, we call it the creativity trap. See, our culture is obsessed with being unique, right? Find your voice, be an innovator, you know the drill. We're taught from a young age that copying is basically cheating, that it means you're not imaginative. But what if that's all wrong? In reality, pushing for creativity too early is the very thing that's holding you back. It sabotages the entire learning process before you even get started.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. Be honest with yourself. Whether it's playing an instrument, learning to code, painting, maybe even public speaking, are you trying to run before you can even walk? Are you trying to write your own novel before you've mastered sentence structure? This is the one question you have to answer before we can move on.
Okay, so the good news is there's a solution. And no, it's not some new productivity hack you saw on social media. It's an ancient, time-tested path to mastery. It's called Shuhari. And this framework completely reframes how we should be learning any skill. And it all starts with a first step that feels totally wrong, but is absolutely right.
So what exactly is Shuhari? Well, it comes from Japanese martial arts, and it breaks down the entire journey to mastery into 3 clear stages. But the real genius of it is that this isn't just for karate. This applies to, well, to everything. Learning an instrument, a language, a business skill, you name it.
So how does this path work? It's a 3-act play. First, there's Shu, which means to follow the rule. This is where you're the apprentice. Then you move to Ha, where you start to break the rule. And finally, you get to Ri, where you transcend the rule. Follow, break, transcend. It sounds simple, right? But the real magic is in what each of these stages demands from us.
And we have to spend some time on stage 1 Shu, because this is the stage almost everybody tries to skip, and it's the most important one. This is the foundation of the entire building. If you get this wrong, the whole thing comes crashing down later. That's it. That's the secret. First, you copy. You don't try to add your own special sauce. You don't look for a clever shortcut. You don't try to be creative. You find a master or a proven system and you imitate it perfectly. This isn't about killing your creativity. It's about building the fundamental skills that all true creativity actually depends on.
The mindset here in the Shu stage is all about becoming the perfect student. You are just a sponge. You're absorbing the fundamentals, replicating the masters with almost painful detail. You're not supposed to deviate. Why? Because you're building muscle memory. Whether that's in your fingers on a guitar, your body in a sport, or your brain solving a coding problem. You do it until the technique becomes totally second nature.
So here's the challenge. The real concrete advice here is to dedicate a bare minimum of 6 months to pure imitation. 6 months of just following the rules. No finding your voice. No breaking the mold. Just disciplined, focused repetition of the fundamentals that were laid out by the people who have already mastered this thing.
Now, only after you've really put in that time, after you've truly mastered the Shu stage, only then can you move on. And this is where it gets really, really exciting. Because that foundation you built, it's not a cage, it's a launch pad. It gives you the freedom and, more importantly, the deep understanding you need to start experimenting, to start breaking the rules with purpose, and, eventually, to leave them behind entirely.
This little comparison really shows the evolution, doesn't it? In Shu, you're the student. The rules are everything. They guide you. But in Ha, you become the journeyman. You understand the why behind the rules so well that you can start to guide them. Think about a chef, right? In Shu, they follow the recipe to the letter. But in Ha, they know that this cut of meat is a little different, so they need to adjust the cooking time. They can taste the sauce and know it needs a bit more acid. They're not just following anymore. They're adapting with wisdom.
And then, finally, you reach Rhea. This is it. This is true mastery. The skill isn't something you do anymore. It's just part of who you are. This is the jazz musician who can just improvise a solo that feels like it came from another planet.
It's the master programmer who just intuits the most elegant solution to a problem. The rules haven't vanished, they've just been absorbed so deeply that they are now the grammar of your skill. You don't follow the rule, you don't even break the rule, you are the rule.
So, look, this whole framework isn't just some cool theory to talk about. It's a practical challenge. It's a real roadmap that you can start using today to learn literally anything more effectively.
So here's the plan. It's simple. 1. Pick one skill, just one that you're really serious about. 2. Find your master or masters. Could be a person, a set of books, an online course. Find the proven path. And 3, the most important part. Embrace the shoe stage. Really commit. Give yourself those 6 months to just copy, to learn, to absorb, with zero deviation. And I'll just leave you with this final thought. In a world that is constantly screaming at us to innovate, to be different, maybe the most radical, most effective thing you can do is just give yourself permission to be a student again, to follow before you try to lead. Just think about it. What could you truly master if you really embrace that path?